Hello everyone, we are back with more Great Ace Attorney. I spent like half an hour audio balancing, just in order to get things in tip-top shape. But anyways, let's continue onwards. And this time, let us not get any meme answers, because I'm pretty sure I have like, what, two health now? After last time? I'd rather not continue that streak, so we're just gonna move on. Look here, Mrs. Sato. There were some letters on the handle. Ah, yes. Those must be initials, I think. In the West, it's customary for people to engrave their belongings with the first letters of their names. So Herlock Sholmes would be H-Ace, you mean? That's right. Better than S-H. Because then you would have to... Then all you would have to do is find someone with I-T in order to make a bad word, but that's beside the point. And the initials on this cane, obviously. Oh. A-G? Why does it feel as though that's not quite right? I wouldn't be surprised if this cane was stolen from someone. Mostly because it has green on it, and I feel like, considering this dude's ensemble, you would rather want, like, a cane with a white top, maybe? I don't know. Oh well. No other thing to present, I think. Unless I can turn it around or something. Nope. Just the initial one. Alright. And your history. I mean, this whole game is history, really, if you consider it. I mean, we're in the past. The contradiction of which I speak of is, of course, the initialing. A most astute observation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Eggert Benedict? We are led to believe, sir, that your initials are E.B. Yet in a most possessive manner, you have in your grasp a cane bearing the initials A.G. An incontrovertible contradiction indeed, would you not agree? No, you're wrong. This cane isn't... You said before that you'd had that cane for years. So don't try to tell us that you just borrowed it from a friend or found it in a park. In short, though you hold yourself to be a gentleman, you have withheld your true name. Your recoil, sir, is something wrong. Aye, well, aye. And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the answer of the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Yeah, tell us all about your rod, sir. I'm sure there will be nothing wrong with it. Don't worry, you don't need to compensate. Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle which you inadvertently would like to conceal is the key to understanding this riddle, you see. Let's consider the bare bones of what's happened here. Mrs. Strayed redeemed that fine-looking overcoat. And now a mysterious man has appeared, introducing himself with a fake name, and claiming that the overcoat belongs to him. But we know that he actually identified Miss Lestrade from a written description, which suggests that everything else he's told us is untrue. So what we need to do here is somehow prove that overcoat cannot possibly belong to him. Alright? Ah, shoot. Oh, a split seam. That sounds about right. I already got the hat. Don't need to do that. A handle. Anything else on here? Is it just that handle? The initials. No. I don't think I'm going to get too many funnies here, so I'm actually just going to go for what I'm pretty sure is the right answer. Split seam. Oh, the seam on the shoulder there is coming apart. Look! So it is. Do you know, a moment ago when Mr. Benedict was surprised by something that was said, I thought I heard him make a rather strange noise. It sounded a bit like a tiny growl. But now I think it was probably the sound of the seam ripping open. If you look closely, it does seem to be a very tight fit. The sleeves are stretched to burst in, and he wouldn't have a hope of fastening it at the front. If you were to run around in it, I'm sure the whole thing would fall apart. That I'd like to see. Sorry. So how can we make Mr. Benedict run around? She's really giving this some thought. I don't know, maybe steal his cane and poke him in the butt with it? That might get him. Also, I like how you can clearly... Does that... Yeah, that does slightly show on the recording, too. You can see, like, right here, there's, like, a... You can see, like, a freaking line of his face. Like, this dude clearly has, like, a... Like, I think it's with all the characters in this game, but... They have, like... Like, you could physically see where their face starts and ends. Like the layering. Anyways, the split seam. I cannot speak today. What else is new? The split seam which you evidently would like to conceal is the key to understanding this riddle, you see. Oh. Yes, because the overcoat is rather obviously a poor fit. Having forced it over your broad shoulders, the seam is already breaking apart. My suspicions were aroused from the outset. That spin. When you so boldly lied about your name and so boldly waylaid this pickpocket. Ugh. Ugh. Listen to my screams of astonishment. I have such emotion. This catalogue of untruths has all been for one very specific purpose. To steal the article that the young girl redeemed from Mr. Winterbank. Arg! You won't get away with this. But what really irks me is this. A considerable crime I initially imagined has been considerably curtailed. Swing. Conclusion. To abscond with the redeemed item. Big shocker there. Oh wait, sorry, I think this whole conversation changed. I should probably actually read it. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue, for we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, designed a wheeze to filch some tawdry article of pawnage. Oh, wait. Yeah, whatever, I can just skip that one. Had I not been the one to deposit it in the first place, how could I possibly have known the relevant details? N'est-ce pas? Is this guy French? I'm not gonna try to butcher a French accent, so I'm just gonna continue with what I got for him. Oh, but the watchword can be discovered. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. Ah, and your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. What? Let us consider how one might come to learn a secret watchword relating to the pawned property of another. The method is revealed by the council notice on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. The direction of the deduction must change rather dramatically now, I think. Yes, no more talk of tunneling into the sewers, luckily. Which is a pity, because it all sounded rather exciting. Never mind. Ryunosuke was into it. He's like, shit, I kind of wanted to see him dig into the sewers. That would have been funny. Anyway. I can't deny... yeah. It's becoming like a staple of my videos to yawn. Good lord. Can't deny that this mysterious gentleman did know the watchword. Yes, Professor. If you didn't know that word, Mr. Winterbank would never allow you to redeem the article. Or looking at it another way, if you did know that word, Mr. Winterbank would allow you to redeem the article whether it was yours or not. So the question is, could this gentleman have found the watchword out somehow? I bet you frickin' Winterbank has it, like, written down, like, what's this? This is a notelet. It probably has it on there if I had to guess. Also, crap, damn it. Okay, what do we got? We have a... It's not the quill. Anything over here that I can present? No. Okay, it looks like it's just these three... Oh wait, no, there's 4 things here. God damn it. Okay, well, I'm gonna get one wrong answer, and then I'll just have to reload for the other ones. This is Mr. Windibank's gun. Yes, loaded with only 1 bullet, he said. It would appear that being a pawnbroker is a very life-or-death profession. That might just be this particular establishment. It's okay. We got this on lock. Never mind. I'm sorry if I might be jumping the gun on this one. Coercing the broker for information by holding a gun to his head, that's assault. But using the broker's own gun to do it, that's rubbing assault in the wound. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Freaking love Ryunosuke. He makes puns. He is a kindred spirit to me. But somehow, when none of us were looking, you must have forced Mr. Windibank to tell you the watchword. Listen. I'll save a few lines early as to not try to frickin' judge where it's gonna be. Okay. Oil lamp. This looks to be quite an old lamp. But it's obviously been well looked after, and there's oil in it too. In other words, it's still in use. Yes, it would appear so. But as for how it could be related to Mr. Benedict knowing the watchword for the pawn's article, I have no idea. Listen, Susato, it's clearly obvious. Clearly, if you turn on the lamp, it'll reveal hidden words on a piece of paper. That's how this works. That makes 2 of us. No, it doesn't. It makes 1 of us, because I'm controlling you and I know the answer. Eh, whatever.
Take that!
What do we got? This lamp may be old, but it's in tip-top condition, and it's been polished until it gleams. Somehow, by some inexplicable physical phenomenon, the watchword was reflected in the glass chimney. And you read it with your superhuman eyesight. It's the only logical explanation. I have no words. Only shock and awe. Alright. Let's do the obvious one that's not it. Baker Street Works is the title. Yes, and it does mention sewerage works, as Mr. Sholmes said. Oh! And specifically mentions that tonight's sale at the confectionery shop on the corner won't be affected. Case solving first, confectionery later, Mr. Naruhodo. But I'm hungry, Susato. Curse my overly expressive face.
Take that!
It's okay, man. Sometimes you just want a good snack. That's all there is to it. Council notices could include all sorts of information about local affairs. They're certainly not limited to information about upcoming remedial sewage works. So there's an undeniable possibility that the watchword was sent out to everyone in the neighborhood. Yeah, I don't even have a joke for this one. Alright. And the last one. The notelet. Look at this, Mr. Sato. It appears to be a memo that Mr. Windibank has scribbled to himself. Let's see, what does it say? Oh, Professor. How careless can this pawnbroker be? Mr. Windibank must take a note of the watchwords his customer gave him, right before their eyes. And an alarmingly clear script as well. Oh dear, I don't know where to look. Who knows what other secrets I might see? Clearly he is very good at his job.
Take that!
Anyways, the answer is the notelet. The method revealed by the notelet on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. Yes, the broker here follows the same procedure whenever a customer comes to redeem an article. He asks the customer for the watchword and notes down the response uttered on a notelet he has to hand. Then he consults his ledger and confirms whether or not the watchword matches that of the article in question. I would expect nothing less of a diligent pawnbroker. But his diligence clearly has its disadvantages. What are you talking about? It is increasingly apparent that you were present in this shop before your accusation against Mr. Strayed. In all likelihood, you followed her inside and then observed her talking to Mr. Windibank. When the diligent broker made a note of the watchword, as is his common practice, you observed him writing the word professor on the note besides the ledger. And that, sir, was the master plan you devised to steal the pawned article from the young Miss Lestrade. Master plan! Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. Why would you go to such lengths to redeem that particular article from this pawnbroker? Are you quite serious? For an ill-fitting overcoat hardly seems to justify the effort, much less a worthless music box disc. But naturally you had very good reason to make them yours, didn't you, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know. The articles we're talking about are the overcoat and the music box disc that was in one of the pockets. Which, according to Mr. Windibank, isn't even worth a penny. And yet this man went to such lengths to steal them. Why? I wonder if perhaps we already have the evidence we need to explain it, Mr. Naruhodo. We shall see in less than a minute. Unless I get it wrong, which I wouldn't be surprised. If it's presenting evidence, though, then, there's only so many things it could be. Could we? Really? I've never looked through all the evidence we've collected so far. Wow, I wonder what it is, actually. Damn. Oh my god. You know I've got to do it. There's got to be something if we only have two things. There's got to be a funny. Never mind. There was no funny. Only pain. Yeah. Pain, pickle. Anything else I can... Oh. Wait, am I reading that right? Excuse me. Hold up. How do I... Oh, so that's how he got blood on it. They're like... Okay, yeah, those are like spikes on it. Gosh darn. One sec, let me try to... oh my god. 2... Is that 2 or 4? I can't tell. This looks like an... This could be either be 2 or 4. 2/4 McGilded. God, I was not expecting that name to come up. Oh, there's a little scrap of paper stuck onto the reverse side of the disc, look. And a scribbled word or two. It looks like somebody's name. And one we know all too well, considering it's the first person we ever defended together. For McGilded. It was for. McGilded? It couldn't be. But it is, Mr. Naruhodo. A name I shall never forget for as long as I live. But why? Why is his name on this? Oh, shit. Oh my god. That... What does that mean? For McGilded? I mean, I know that McGilded... now the cogs are turning in my mind. Maybe... Well, if Gino was here to pick up the disc and the overcoat, it said for McGilded. Maybe it was something that Gino was told to pick up for McGilded or something before he died, because they were acquaintances, so maybe there was something there, like maybe he hired a pickpocket to do something for him before he died, and she just went to do it regardless, even after he died.
Take that!
Anyways, enough of that. Time to finish this nerd off. Time to make some scrambled eggs. You see, this music box disc tells us all that we need to know. What's that on the back? It reads for McGilded. Oh boy. I was not expecting to see this man again. In any capacity. I mean, not this game at least. I thought if these games were connected, that clearly something happened with his case. And we are in the final case of this game. But I don't know, I thought since this game and the second one that were connected, maybe we'd find out the truth of what happened in his case in the second game, but maybe we're just already going to figure it out in this case. Ah, Mr. Magnus McGilded. The unfortunate philanthropist who perished in curious circumstances at the Old Bailey 2 months ago. A prominent man in London, though his loan-mongering demonstrated a distinct lack of scruples. So, you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate? Mr. McGilded was a man of unusually small stature. In fact, he was precisely the right size for that overcoat that you've squeezed yourself into. Your true identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Eggert Benedict. But the final conclusion here is crystal clear. The reason you came to this pawnbrokery today. Was to retrieve an article left behind by the late Magnus McGilded. Ugh. I don't know how to do a good scream. Especially because I don't have soundproof walls. And I don't want to wake people up. One of these days, though. But for now, deduction complete. Elementary. Well, well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expected to hear in these circumstances. Oh, you and me both. I did not expect that whatsoever. Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid there's something very troubling on my mind. Pray tell, Mrs. Otto. Well, according to what Mr. Windibank told us earlier, today was the final day on which the coat could have been redeemed, was it not? Yes, ma'am, that is correct. Today will be precisely 2 months since it was first deposited. Well, today is 15th April, so 2 months ago today would have been February 15th, sir. That's right, it's all carefully recorded in my ledger. Deposited at 10:30 p.m., I see. What? But that suggests... Yes, February 15th. Was that the day... Was that the day of Case 3? It's precisely the day in which the omnibus murder took place. Oh, shit. And 10:30 in the evening. It's precisely the time at which the terrible events were unfolding. Suggestive is not the word. It would seem the matter was entirely beyond coincidence. Oh, no. You are, of course, at liberty to make whatever outlandish deductions you choose. However... Pose. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a new pose. I wasn't expecting him to draw a fucking gun on us. Yo, what is with people in London? What is with them drawing knives and guns and all this sort of stuff? First we had juror number 3, I think, in case 3. And then we had, then in case 4 we had, who do we have in case 4? In case 4 there was Rolly, there was Roll, or whatever, I don't know. He pulled a gun in court. I mean, he was a policeman, so that made more sense. But what about this guy? Wait, I'm looking at the counter. I'm looking at the counter right now. Oh my god, he took the frickin' revolver off the counter, didn't he? That bastard. I must insist you hand over the music box disc. Now. It would be a terrible shame for you to return to your native land in a box. What do I do? Yada. Yada. There's some things a man must protect at all costs. I feel like I've heard this somewhere else, and I feel like it was for a way more pure reasons than this. This may well be one of those things. Then again, it may not. Who was that? That's what you sound like? Oh shoot! Hold it. Mr. Windibank! Okay, that wasn't his gun, never mind. This is my shop. I can't allow any harm to come to my customers. If that were to happen, I should have to take my own life. Mr. Windibank, no! Alright, that's enough. Gregson! Inspector Gregson! Ba-da, 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 ba. I missed your music. How you doing, Luigi? Inspector. That's right, Sunshine. The alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines. So we got here as fast as we could. Now, what's all this about, eh? Oh, praise be, you're here at last. I was moments away from forfeiting my own life in my very own establishment. Yeah, what you gonna do now, nerd? It would seem you have the upper hand. Oh, he gave up the coat. Right, you lot have some explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered with some petty argy-bargy. Petty? Mr. Windibank very nearly met with his end. Yeah, by his own gun as far as I can tell. Oh dear. And the whole of Britain could meet with its end if I don't get to the bottom of the case I'm supposed to be working on. What on earth is the case, Inspector? Spare no detail, Gregson. I might have said a little too much. No matter, it's nothing to do with you lot. Anyway, sir, you're gonna have to come with me down to the station. But of course, Inspector. He's getting away! Get after him, lads. Whistle the beat officer, too. Sir! There's been a spate of thefts at pawn shops around here recently. So we fitted emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know when there's trouble. Ah, so that's how they got here when they did. Also, did you notice how he frickin' spun to get away from the police? That's like something a kid would do. Like, they can't catch me if I do my spin move. Oh, Inspector, I was very worried there for a while. Very worried indeed. Like, imagine you're just, like, you get caught by a teacher or something at school. And you're like, you won't be able to escape. You won't be able to catch me if I use my tornado vortex. I don't know. It's just something stupid. Well then, Mr. Permanently in mourning. Oh, yes? Wait, me? He's referred to as Sogi being dead. That is fucking harsh. Wow, that is fucked up. Gregson has no chill, man. He's like, oh, your friend's dead? Well, just have him not be dead, duh. I'll be taking that whatever it is in McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over. Oh, yes, of course. No, don't give it to him, it's mine, that is, mine. I'm sorry, miss.
But anything belonging to McGill that has to be taken in as evidence now.
As evidence?
If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector.
Sorry, Gina. And so we handed Mr. McGilded's disc over to Inspector Gregson. And were summarily turfed out of the shop and onto the street. See you next case. See you in Great Ace Attorney 2, everyone. Nah, we're gonna continue right now. But first I gotta kill a fly.